Hi, how's it going out there, everybody? Stumpy Grump coming at you, and I'm here to introduce my next project. This one is going to be my entry into the USACC group build. This is the kit I'm going to be using. I did one of these a month and a half, 2 months ago. I actually started it like a week before the kit announcement for the USACC group build, so couldn't really use that one. But I did have another one sitting in the stash, so I'm going to go ahead and get to that one. You saw the one I did before, the black one. This is going to be pretty similar to it. I've got wheels and tires from Jay's Resin Wheels and Tires on eBay. I got an engine from Hooligans Scale Models on eBay as well. And I'll be using some parts, miscellaneous parts and stuff, steering wheel, mufflers, and other things from mcvproducts.com. So I'll have links to the description and for the parts that I'm using as I show them to you. I really can't wait to get started on this one, which I'm going to do as soon as I wrap up this video. So let's check out what's in the box and some of the parts that I'm going to be using, aftermarket parts. Okay, first I'm going to show you all the parts that come in the kit, just in case you don't know. Probably 90% of you know what comes in the kit. I did do one a couple of months ago for my black build, but I'll do it again. Show you how little I've done to this. I've actually done nothing to this one so far. So, instruction sheet with the paint call out and the parts call out and all of the assembly and everything. Don't need to spend too much time on this, and decal placement. Probably won't be using these decals either. In fact, I'm 99% sure I'm not. Speaking of the decal sheet, here it is. You get the white and black Z28 stripes for the hood and the deck. A couple of different license plates. You do get the gauges for the center console, and then a couple other racing decals. So pretty sparse decal sheet for the most part, but they do work well. They are good decals, I'll say that much about them. Here is the glass, the clear parts, the front and the back. These are your turn indicators for the front and the two headlights, and you get a clear fluid bottle here. Oh, and backup lights, reverse lights for the back. Clear red parts tree are two different sets of tail lights. Not sure which one I'll use yet, but nice tail lights. The tires you get in the kit, basic Revell tire with the looks like the bias ply tread, no name on the sidewalls. Decent tires, won't be using these. To the chrome tree, you have the head and headlight grill. If I use that, I'll probably de-chrome it. Valve covers, the rally wheels, decent rally wheels, but they don't have those cut out, so you have to black wash them or whatever. Won't be using those. Steering wheel, probably won't be using that. Air cleaner, emblems, Z28 emblems, very nice. The bumpers, the dual carbs for the cross ram intake, rear view mirror and side view mirrors, license plate frames, tail light bucket, shifter, and a few other things. Chrome alternator. I don't know why you get a chrome alternator on a factory stock car, but a lot of them are. Let us go to the white plastic now. We have our hood and our very nicely done door panels. I've always liked these door panels. This will be the fourth 69 Camaro Z28 kit I've built. Really nice detailing these door panels. Leaf springs, radiator support brace, front spoiler, nicely detailed firewall. It's a nicely detailed kit. Here is the regular front end with the headlights. I still don't know which one I'm going to use. Here is the rear bumper panel, chambered dual exhaust, won't be using that. The rear spoiler, I will be using that. Wheel backs, suspension parts, there's your horns and hood latch, coil, steering column, and battery. Some more engine parts, headers, heads, belts and pulleys, center console. Here is the intake, water pump, fan, part of the air cleaner assembly here, hoses, obviously. We'll go to the interior parts. Here is the interior tub. It does have some texture for the carpet, but I will be using embossing powder. Seat backs, radiator shroud, radiator, some front suspension, shocks, drive shaft, rear differential, A-arms and part of your front suspension, dashboard, hood braces or engine compartment braces. Now there's no gauge decals on the sheet except for what you get for the center console, which I find kind of funny. But you know, it's a little bit of an older kit. They didn't put those gauge decals in a lot of these older ones. The re-releases they have, but not this particular one. Here is the back seat and the front seats, the front halves of the front seats. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be using those or not. More A-arm pieces and suspension pieces, the engine cradle, where the motor mounts are right there. This is a well-detailed kit, a very nice kit to just build stock. And engine halves, which once again I won't be using. The two engine halves. So we'll slip that back in the box. Here is the chassis and floor pan piece with the fender wells, the inner fender wells and everything. Got some pieces back here. I'm gonna make another opening trunk for this. So I'm gonna sand all this stuff down smooth, and then I'll be making my trunk floor and everything else. So that's the plan. Again, for this one, you do have the trademark script in here. Revell, Inc., 1990, China. Let's grind that down, sand that down. And there's a little bit on the side here too, on this frame rail right there. 69 Camaro, used under license, blah, blah, blah. You don't need that on your car. And here are fuel lines and brake lines, nicely molded in. I'll pick those out with a marker or a pencil or a pen, whatever I want to use, whatever I decide on. Very nice detail added in there for you. Just a really, really nicely molded piece and kit in general. A little bit of flash here to sand down, grind down, whatever. Not bad at all though, just a little bit. So that's the frame and chassis. I'll be making a custom exhaust for it. And now we go to the body, the 69 Camaro body with that body line on the front and back here that distinguishes it from the 67 and 68. Side marker lights, door handles. I'm gonna trim these off. I'm either gonna add my own aftermarket door handles that I got from Fireball Model Works, or I'm just gonna leave them shaved. I don't know yet. I'm going to keep these grooves here. I'll sand down the Camaro badging. And on the trunk, I'm going to sand that down as well. So there'll be no Camaro badging on the car. But a really, really nicely done body. Oh, obviously I'm going to deepen the panel lines. You get some nicely grooved pieces here for your chrome, bare metal chrome. Put your foil on, bare metal foil. I am going to, like I said, cut the trunk out of this one as well. Make hinges for it so that it stays open. So that'll be another fun part. Now that I can do it fairly well and easily, since I did it on the Charger, it seems easy enough. For kits that have enough area here to make a hinge. Some of them really kind of don't, so. But this one, plenty of space, plenty of room. I'll be making an opening trunk for this. Looking forward to it. Now, to the nitty gritty here. Some of the stuff I'm going to be doing that don't come in the kit. I'm going to be using the Yenko stripes on it, and probably this for the front, for the hood. This is off the 1969 Yenko Nova Revell. So I'll be using the black stripes. The color I'm using, it just needs something. And the racing stripes on the hood and trunk just weren't what I was looking for. I wanted something on the side. I don't have the SS hockey stick stripe. So I'm using the Yenko stripes from the Nova kit. I lined them up, measured them out. They might go a little bit longer than a regular Camaro, but you know, I can cut them down too and overlap them to shorten the stripe if I don't like the way it looks. But that's the stripe plan. The color is going to be some kind of a dark green. I worked with a couple of different colors. This is the Kaleido metallic almond green. I did it over the white primer and then a black primer. Just wasn't quite what I was looking for, so I actually started mixing these things up very carefully with very small doses, because you don't get as much to work with in a pre-thinned little bottle like this for what, 20 milliliters, as you do in, say, one of these big old things that, you know, only costs 60 cents or $1, that I can just make tons and tons of different color combinations until I see what I like. These, you got to be pretty careful with how much you use. So I got this one mixed up with a little bit of metallic in it. Not sure, it might be a little dark for my liking. And then there's this. These have semi-gloss varnish over them, by the way. I did not gloss them, I semi-glossed them to see what that would look, what kind of look that would give me. But with gloss, I'm going to probably dip them in some Pledge to give that shine and see what I got before I choose between these two. On to the fun stuff, the aftermarket parts. So as I mentioned before, you don't get the speedometer or tachometer or clock gauges with that kit. You only get the center console gauges. So from Best Model Car Parts, I'll flub that up, Best Model Car Parts on eBay, I ordered a set of gauges. I ordered like 6 gauges so I could take advantage of, you buy like 4 or whatever, you get 1 free. And then they all ship for the same price. So I got those to help detail up the dashboard a little bit better. To the engine and transmission, the heart of the car, I got 572 Copo, whatever you want to say, COPO engine from Hooligan Scale Models on eBay. This is some very smooth looking printing, 3D printing, man. Very nice looking engine. Very detailed. If you want to use it as a display engine or anything like that, it's very nicely detailed, even though it's going to be covered up. Set of headers, the intake, the air flow, dealy, all sorts of pulleys and stuff like that. Here is the front engine cover where your pulleys go to. Coil packs, those might be a little bit difficult to drill into, but I'm still going to try to do it. Just a good looking engine. Headers, so hopefully it goes together nice. Pretty nice price on it too. And then the transmission, got an automatic transmission on it, so I will get a shifter into this car accordingly. But good looking transmission too. Really like that. And now for the wheels and tires from Jay's Resin Wheels and Tires. I think these are the same wheels and tires I used on the black Camaro. I bought another set, or I bought a set of these that I was going to use on my 1970 Firebird, but I'm not going to start that one for a little bit because I got some other things that I need for that one. But some really nice fat tires in the back and regular size for the front. And what you get with every set of his wheels and tires is nice disc brake setup here. Very nice. So those got to get cleaned up yet. Everything has to be cleaned. Let's get to some more parts here. Open these up, see what I got in here. Oh, also from Hooligan Scale Models. Check these out, man. These are very cool on his site. Keychain with a key or whatever you can put in the ignition. Look at that thing. A bow tie keychain. So cool. He's got quite a few different designs that he offers. Very cool. So that's going to be a nice detail part to put into the interior, the dashboard. I used the brake booster and master cylinder on previous builds, so I got some brakes from MCV products again. Very nice brake boosters. And I also from him I got a couple electric fans. Doing these cars, you got to have these, with these engines, you got to have the electric fans. Got to have them. So I'll decide which brake booster I want to use. And now, let's just put his sticker out here. Now it's mcvproducts.com now instead of .net. It's .com. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description for that, so you can just pop right onto it from there. But oil filters, I got some oil filters because, once again, from some other builds, robbing Peter to pay Paul, paying it forward, I guess. So now I'm out of kit oil filters, so I got to buy some. Different designs, different styles, different sizes. But very nice. That'll be going on the engine. Okay, as I've used before, you've seen before, mufflers. Got another set of mufflers. I order 3 or 4 at a time, 2 or 3 at a time, to make sure I have some for builds. So these are awesome. These are excellent. They're wide enough here to where the tubing or whatever that I use for my exhaust slips right in. So you can't ask for more than that. It just slips right in there. Not too loose. It's a nice little snug fit. I do still glue it, but perfect. These are just perfect. I wish I could order 50 of these things, 50 sets of these. But I order 2 or 3 at a time every time I make a MCV Products order. I've done a few of them now. And to the steering wheels. A 6-pack of steering wheels. He only charges like $5 for these things, guys. Look at these steering wheels. These are awesome. I've already used like 3 or 4 of them on different builds, including that black Camaro. I'm not sure what I'm going to use on this one. I'm kind of leaning towards this one again. But we'll see when the time comes. But that I'm aware of, this is all the 3D parts that I'm going to be using, the aftermarket printed parts. So, looking forward to it. Going to have a lot of fun with it. Like I said, cutting out the trunk and everything and making hinges. I'll probably go about it a different way. I might show a little bit of that in an update video. But I'm going to start grooving the panel lines and cleaning up the body and cutting out the trunk here. I'll see you at the next update video. Until then, thanks for watching Stumpy Grump Scale Speed Shop.